Hey, Sam back here. Welcome to this bonus video. Hey, Sam here. Welcome to this bonus page for GIPH Player. Now, I'm excited about this. It's another GIPH Player. Yes, we've had a few of these, but this one has a few more functions, a few really useful settings that you can use with your GIFs that I haven't seen in other software. For example, it's actually an animated GIPH Player, which means that basically you can have clickable images appearing over your GIFs. You can resize your GIFs automatically so they're responsive, which is a really handy feature. You can also go ahead and autoplay your GIFs. So say for example, if you wanted to prevent your GIFs from autoplaying, you can do that. If you wanted to autoplay your GIFs on a page, then you can do that as well. Also, if you're doing software demonstrations, it's really quite useful to be able to set that you don't want your GIFs to autoplay, so they don't need to autoplay. This is an example of one of these GIFs. So for example, this is one of the GIFs that we're doing for this demo, and you've got a couple of call to actions down the bottom. You can actually have call to actions under your GIFs. You've got this yellow slider coming up. You can select over one of the images that we have here. You could add a buy now button. As you can see, you can make these transparent, and they're actually clickable. So if you were to click, suddenly it's going to load up the link that you specify here. Then after the link has been clicked, you can have these disappear. So there's many different ways to use this for CPA or for affiliate marketing campaigns. You could say, hey, click here to watch the GIF, or click here to find out more. They click it, and then they can see what's underneath. And you can have GIFs that are slightly longer if you want to. You could have GIFs that are slightly shorter. Another cool feature is you can actually import your GIFs from Dropbox, Google+. You could also import them from Amazon as well. And if you go down here, you can add HTML, as you can see, add Facebook pixels, so you can actually do retargeting, and you can add call to action buttons. The only feedback that I'd have that's kind of a disadvantage with this software opposed from a couple of other solutions that I've seen is that you've got to position your GIF based, or your images in your GIF based on this XY axis here. So it means it's a bit unclear. You have to play around with it a little bit to get your images correctly over top of your GIFs. You can also select to preview your GIFs if you want to. You just simply add a URL to add in your GIF, or you can connect up with one of these and import your GIF. And you can also delay the start. And there's a number of other features that you'll have different uses for, whether you're using this for your clients, whether you're using it for your own business. You've got your different social handles you can add in here, or however you want to use this software. So that's basically what the software does. If you're looking for a GIF player, something that can be really useful to add onto your sales pages, something really useful that you could use with clients, or something that you could generally use over social media, this should do a really good job for you and generate not only responsive but also auto-playing or non-auto-playing GIFs as you want to as well. So that's what the software does. Here's Sam Robinson with a more in-depth demo. So go down below, you'll be able to see all of the different details about this software, also the bonuses, and again, the price is increasing at about 6 hours after this launches, so at about 5 p.m. EST. So if you want to get the best price and all of those bonuses, get access early instead of later. Cool, thanks for listening. This is Sam Baker. I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.
Hey, it's Sam Robinson here, and welcome to GIPH Player. This is a new software that's cloud-based software that allows you to be able to take the GIFs that you've made, probably in a lot of the recent softwares that have released, and insert them into a player and put them on your website. The great thing about this, there's a number of benefits, and I'll show you that today. It presents your GIF beautifully, but you can also add HTML and buttons, calls to actions, you can watermark your posts, you can add social sharing and things like that. So with that said, let's jump into it, and I'll show you how to do all of these features and more right now. So it's as simple as going up and clicking Create Player. Okay, so we got Create Player, so I'm going to call this the demo test. And we link to a GIF file, so it's got to be hosted somewhere online. If you have your GIFs hosted on Dropbox, Google, or Amazon, you can connect your accounts and pull them straight from that. However, for the purposes of this demo, I've found one here on a website called Jiffy. It's a pug running up some stairs, and we will use that for the purpose of this demo. So I'm going to put the link in there. Okay, and that's going to load it up. While that loads, here we go. So we have a number of preview images. So we can choose any one we want, and then we can choose the player settings. So we can choose any size we want. So I'm going to go 16 by 9, and I'm going to make the width 1280 by 7. Oh, it's already populated the 720 part. Cool, we can make it fully responsive as well, and we can have it show in a pop-up too if we want it to do that, and what size and where it pops up onto the page. But for basic demonstration purposes, we'll just keep to this today. Now, where it starts to get interesting Oh, we have a number of stuff over here as well. We can choose whether auto plays, whether it starts playing itself or not, whether the delayed, if it starts playing with a delayed start, which you can choose in seconds, and you can choose whether it stops as well, okay, or even if it starts when the GIF file has loaded. So if you have a bigger file, it'll start when it is loaded. So this is all pretty academic stuff. Shouldn't be an issue for you guys to figure that out once you got your copy. But in this demo, I just want to show you some of this stuff where it really starts to show its value in terms of how you can use it on your website, and that is these business features. So custom HTML below the GIF. Now the HTML, you could put in anything you want. Seriously, you could put in whatever you like. That is HTML code to have various things, you know, come up, calls to action, buttons, links off, things like that. Put buttons, buy buttons down below if you want to. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put in a little bit of code here, and we'll just say GIF player demo. Okay, just so you can see how it will show up. So if you put in like a buy button code or something like that, it'll have the buy button right below the player. But we're not going to do that today because I'm going to show you how you can do it over the top of the video as well. You can choose what time the HTML shows up, so you can have it show up a certain way into the video, or have it end and disappear, okay? Now, if you mark it over Facebook or you do retargeting, you can also put your Facebook pixel in. So you just paste the Facebook pixel code, and that'll put it into the GIF player as well, so you can keep getting those customers back as well. Now, this is really cool, the call to action. We all love a good call to action in online marketing, so I've prepared a few bits and pieces to help us put this over the video. So we got CTA image URL. So we just choose the URL of the image we want to use. So I'm gonna copy this image address off this website I prepared earlier. Now I'm gonna put that URL in here, buy now. And what we can do is we can have that CTA link off to another link. So we will just choose jiffy.com. Okay. Now we can choose whether we want it to open in a new window. Yes, we do. And we can choose its position, like on the XY axis, whether we want it in the middle of the page or off to the side. And we can choose how soon into the video it comes up. So we're going to choose 5 seconds. When you click, we can either have it close or just pause the GIF. So when you click on it, I'll have it disappear. Okay, so that is how we do that sort of thing. So that is the URL. Now also we can add social sharing onto it. So what this is your Facebook link. So we go HTTP. So we can just put in the link to our Facebook page, our Twitter. We can just put in our personal Twitter or whatever we need, company Twitter, and we can just write whatever we like. Facebook, we got to turn this on to be able to get the link as well. You can also add Google+, LinkedIn, Pinterest, all this other sort of stuff too. Okay, so now we've done that. The other thing you could add in is a watermark. Okay, so you can put in a watermark image. What I'll do is I'll show you that a little bit later on. So I'm going to switch that off. Now, what we can do is we can choose the color of the player skin. So let's go orange for this one. Okay, and you can choose whether it has a custom frame as well. So if you have a URL or image or thing loaded up, you can do that to fully customize your player. So that starts to go in depth. So it's something you can have a play around with once you get your copy. So now once we got this, we can either preview it or we can save it. Now I'm going to save this one because we're going to chuck it into a web page. So it spits out code, secure code or non-secure code for older browsers. So I'm going to copy the secure code and I'm just going to click close. Now, believe it or not, I've prepared a website here as well, so we can check it out. All we do is we paste our script code in. Okay, here we are. Click insert. Perfect. So we got our custom HTML code in. I'm going to click save and continue. This is an old bonus page. And then if I go view public link, here we go. It's loaded up the player. I must have got the centering wrong. So once it's done, it's loaded up. It's got the orange play bar down the bottom. As you can see, GIF player demo text, because we just put dead simple HTML text in. We also have the tweet button and the like button for social sharing down below as well. Bear in mind the formatting's a bit crude because of the way we just rushed through it. But once I click play, the animation starts playing. and we will have a call to action pop up. Here we go, buy now, and this should link to the Jiffy site like we planned. So we click over, there we go, we're on the Jiffy website. Now if we go back to here, you can see the call to action has disappeared. Now we want to add in a watermark. I'm going to show you that while this is live in this page, because what you can do is you can update it, right? So if we go edit, you can update it on the fly, but you don't have to update the code. So I'm going to add the watermark in now, and we choose a URL. So for the watermark, here we go. We've got a URL here, big giant R for registered trademark, and we can have this link off to whatever we want. So we can have this link off to Jiffy again if we like when you click on it. Okay. Okay, we can have it open in the same window or a new window, or you can block the click and things like that. You can choose the position of the watermark, so you go 25 by 25, that'll get it off to the side. You can choose the opacity, and you can scale it down to say a certain size. Since it's a Gigantor picture, we'll try 30 and see what it shows up with. Now, all of this, we've just put this in, we just click save, and that's updated our player. Now if we go back onto this website and we refresh this, our GIF will start loading. Now here we go, it's put our watermark on based on the coordinates we put on the page. We click play, but then if we click on the watermark, it links off to the Jiffy website. So what you can do as well in real time, you have a preview button as well in which you can edit this. So you can just go through, you can play with the opacity of the watermark. You can put this more in the corner, wherever you want. Just things like that. You can make it much smaller, bigger, how much you want to scale it. Let's say 80, we just click save. But yeah, what we can do is we can preview it in real time as well, without having to do it on the web page as well. So it's changed the sizing as we just played around with there as well, and it's made the opacity different as well, and then it goes up when you try to click on it. It makes it solid. So that is basically all the things you can do with GIF Player. There's a whole bunch more, like there's a little bit more in depth in terms of the frames, and if you're familiar with Facebook pixel targeting, it's as simple as just grabbing that pixel and pasting it into the Facebook pixel side of things. So it's a really handy tool to be able to showcase the GIFs or put marketing materials on your web page, especially if you have software demos put into GIFs, like you would have been able to create with recent products and things like that as well. So this is Sam Robinson, been a pleasure to show you GIF Player, how you can use it to get calls to action, a link off to your social media, and also protect them with the watermark as well. So enjoy this one. Check out all the details down below on the bonus page. Be sure to get in during the early bird period to get it at the lowest price possible and qualify for those bonuses down below as well. This is Sam. Wish you success with GIF Player.